Alright, YouTube, this is Joe with Team ShitboX. We got Nick here running his Glad Beast deck profile. Let us know what you guys think, and let's start it off. Alright, Nick, what do you got for us?
What's up, guys? Okay, I've got a Gladiator Beast deck that I've been running since I got back into the game a couple months ago, and I've had some pretty good results with it. Always looking for comments on it, because a lot of people have questioned some of the stuff I put in it, but I just kind of want to show you guys the main stuff in it. Not a lot of people know how a Glad deck, like, they know how it works, but a lot of people don't get the core function of it, the main goal of the deck, and how you just break people with it. So let's jump in. So we're going to start with a deck list.
Yeah.
We got 2 Prismas, a Morphing Jar just for personal preference because I love screwing around with people with it. Phantom of Chaos if I really need another Gladiator Beast for a turn. Cyber Dragon, always a staple. I run 3 Test Tigers. Gladiator Beast Bestiari, which is the main beast in the deck, and unfortunately you can only run 1 of him because when he hits the field with the effect of another Gladiator Beast, he blows up one of your opponent's back row, and they kind of realize that was horribly broken by itself. 2 Gladiator Beast Tuori, who's the main offense of the basic beasts before you start fusioning. 2 Gladiator Beast Darius, he brings all the stuff that brings my other beasts out of my graveyard, keeps a lot of the chain combos going. Murmillo usually only gets run 1 of if he's used at all. I run 2. His effect just blows things up on the field, and I enjoy it. Gladiator Beast Equesti, just used for really just so you have more beasts in the deck. His effect isn't that good. Gladiator Beast Hoplamis, 1 of him just for some defense. Gladiator and Secutor just so you have more beasts in there so you can keep fishing them out. So let's throw this back in here now. And then we'll jump into the spells. Alright, so for spell cards, we're looking at a Hero Lives. Run that just so I can get Prisma out. Most of the time people will run Stratos in the deck as well. I choose not to because I use this. Burden of the Mighty is pretty much a necessity in any Gladiator Beast deck. It hurts your opponent's monsters, and you very rarely will see it actually get destroyed. Rhoda, obviously, to search out Prisma. Forbidden Lance. Indomitable Gladiator Beast, that's going to probably end up as a second Forbidden Lance if I can get my hands on one. But it is actually interesting for recycling the beast a little bit more. 2 MSTs, obviously, staple. Monster Reborn, Heavy, Darkhold, staple spells, and then a couple of personal choices just to make the deck fun so it's not complete cookie cutter offline. Next we hit the traps. Looking at a Starlight Road, just only synchro I run is Stardust, so we've got 2 Deep Prisons, Torrential, Solemn, Defensive Tactics, 2 War Chariots, Solemn Warning, and a Mirror Force, pretty standard stuff. Used to run 2 Defensive Tactics in it, only need 1 because it recycles itself every time you use it. So, alright, let's jump into a couple of the the main combos of the deck that really make it effective. Actually, let's do the extra deck. My bad. Extra deck's pretty simple. 3 Gladiator Beast Geyserus, 2 Gladiator Beast Heraclinos, Gladiator Beast Esadari, and then Utopia, Leviair, Leviathan Dragon, Grenosaurus. I never use half of these, but they're there in case. And then Stardust for Starlight Road. I think the only ones of these I use Geyserus every game. He's out at least once. Usually Heraclinos and Esadari. If I'm stuck and I can't get one of the fusions out, then I'll probably drop Utopia or Leviair. But I almost never use the XCs, and then Stardust comes out when I Starlight Road if I get a chance to pull it off, and that's about it. So let's jump into the tactics and everything if I can pick my damn cards up. So the basic point of the Gladiator Beast deck is every time a Gladiator attacks or is attacked and ends up on the field and stays on the field at the end of the turn, they bounce back into your deck. You can special summon another Gladiator Beast of a different name, and they all have different effects that when they're summoned by the effects of the Gladiator Beast, it's usually referred to as tagging out. When they tag out and then you put a new one in, that effect, the effect of the one that's just put in chains and activates, and you can usually chain them with all sorts of stupid shit. And that's how their effects come off. A lot of them get, Laquari gets an additional 300 attack points when he goes out. Hoplamis gets more defense. Darius brings back a Gladiator Beast from the graveyard, and they don't get to use their effect because that would just be ridiculous. Equesti can bring one, make sure I get this right. Not fucking Equesti, no one uses him. Bestiari, the reason he got banned or dropped to 1 is because he blows up one of your opponent's spell or trap cards, and then Murmillo destroys one of their monsters. Rediari, when it attacks them, kills something in their graveyard. Secutor can bring back more Glads from your deck to the field. And then, you know, you use their effects. The major combo of the deck is pretty much, it's what I like to call the Geyserist cycle, is you drop Prisma, you use Prisma's effect to throw Bestiari into the graveyard. You protect Prisma. Next turn, you bring out some other Gladiator beast, like I usually use Laquari or someone. Attack with Laquari. He tags back into my deck at the end of the turn. I summon Darius. Darius's effect brings Bestiari back. You protect them for that turn. Next turn, you contact fusion these two. Summon Geyserist. Geyserist's effect blows up any 2 cards on your opponent's field. And, you know, you just keep doing that. And you can basically chain it so you can keep doing that every turn. Then you usually clear their field with Geyserist, throw them back to the deck, bring out another 2 Gladiators, usually, like, I'll usually bring out Laquari and something else. And then next turn, Prisma's effect again, drop Bestiari into the graveyard, attack with, you know, put another Glad down, attack, bring out Darius, bring back Bestiari, and you just keep the cycle going, and you just keep dropping Geyserist every single turn and wiping their field. And then if you need to, for some reason, if you can't get Geyserist out or if you can't get your hands on Bestiari for a turn, you drop someone like you drop Laquari and 2 other Glads. You can bring out Gladiator Beast Heraclinos, which is basically just a 3,000 point beat stick. He doesn't tag back out, so he's on the field to stay, but you can then use him, you know, if I get my hands on Bestiari, use him and Heraclinos, I get Geyserist back. And then I have Esadari if I just end up with 2 random Glads and I want a 2,500 beat stick, throw him out. And that's really it. If you can't get either of those two combos off, the deck really can slow down. I mean, you can still win with it relatively easily if you can't get those going, because you can still just brute force your way through with Laquari and some of the other guys. But you really need to get those combos off. And if you get hit with something that really just stalls the deck out, you're gonna have problems. But it's a decent deck. They'll usually, a lot of people I think will consider them tier 2 now, but you can still do really, really well with them if you know what you're doing. Some of the cards that people generally would use in the deck, I don't see the point of. So that's why there's random stuff like Indomitable, Gladiator Beast. Nobody usually runs defensive tactics in it. I do. And you just put them in it. I find it keeps the deck working a little bit better. I can hold up. I've beaten most of the top tier decks except for Plants, but nobody can fucking beat Plants. I've beaten most of the top tier decks that my friends run with this deck. So it can compete. It's just it hits the 1 or 2 top decks and it just has too many problems. And you have the occasional game where you just start drawing and you just get shit, and you're just stuck with monsters, maybe a spell here and there, and you just can't get anything going because if you can't keep them protected, if you cannot keep Prisma or Bestiari protected, you're gonna get rocked because you need Bestiari to make the deck work, and there's only the one of him, but you can use Prisma to get him out, you can keep bringing him back with Darius and Equesti, and it works. It's easy to get him back, and that's about it. We're gonna try to do some more of these profiles, probably with more of the guys on Team Shitbox. We're just trying this out. First one we're doing, it's gonna be kind of rough. We're also working on my iPhone, which has a very limited amount of space left. We tried to put a duel together with this deck against Dan's Morphtronics, there we go. And we ran out of space, and it was actually a pretty good game. I ended up losing it, but yeah. So hopefully we'll get to put up more of these. Hope you guys enjoy it. Like, comment, subscribe, stay classy, and stay tuned for more stuff from Team Shitbox. Night, guys.